All right, so this next question is for everyone, and we'll start with Ahrar. How do you decide what to do now versus later when a company has limited budget, limited to no security team, and a lot of competing demands? And what does good enough incident preparedness look like for small before they have the maturity security function? That's a loaded question.
So we subscribe to, the Center of Internet Security, CIS, where Elijah is from, has actually done a great job in helping small to mid-sized companies and generally companies of all sizes and what to do first when it comes to security. And it's one of the few examples of evidence-based prescriptions. So they have this community defense model where they have organized safeguards that they call implementation group 1 or essential cyber hygiene, and that everybody needs to do first, regardless of their size and budget. How you do it may be more sophisticated depending on the budget you have and the kind of team you have, but you must somehow safeguard. There are handfuls of about 56 safeguards across these the various controls they have. So the challenge for the small to mid-sized company just starting out is to how to actually implement them. But I think the first thing is to actually get out of them. And some can be implemented through process, some through technology, some through forming the right alliances with experts and people who can help you, right? So you typically would not have resources in-house to help you put those things out into implementation. But there's a whole array of people who are just aiming to help you with that.
So just to add a little bit more color and context to the control defense model that are mentioned. So our controls are broken into 3 implementation groups based off enterprise risk and resource. Every safeguard, so the 56 safeguards he mentioned in implementation group 1, is reverse mapped to the MITRE framework. Framework outlines the tactics, techniques, and procedures threat actors use. So unlike using something in the ISO series, NIST 853, NIST CSF, you have something more prescriptive in these safeguards to fulfill what the control listing is, like the inventory of all hardware assets within your enterprise environment. The 1.1 is a safeguard related to how to do that. For other kind of roadmap frameworks, you do have to read between the lines a bit. So in terms of communication, let's say you're using this CSF, highly optimized policy, it may fall flat on your leadership. But if you say, hey, if I do 56 safeguards, I'm 75% protected against the most common TTPs threat actors use, it's a little bit more digestible, and everybody knows what 75% coverage of something. Yeah, there's room to grow, but that is a great place to start.
Yeah, and I think as you're looking at either bringing in your first security advisor or practitioner or partnering with somebody in order to provide some of that guidance, they can help you think too, because each one of those controls has like a knob of granularity to it as well. So if you think about access management is a great example, because you can turn that all the way up to people only have, when you talk about zero trust, it says the right access to the right thing at the right time. And what that could mean is that as soon as you don't need access to it, you take it away. Now that is very difficult to implement, but it's much more easy to say, we have developers who work on hours in these particular reasons. So we'll limit access at that point and we'll log when they log in after hours. And we'll figure out, we'll do like a follow-up on that, right? So you can tailor your controls so that they are protecting you, but not so onerous that they become unmanageable. Each one of those controls, and every time you're doing one of those implementations, there's a dial that you can turn based on your risk, based on what you think might affect you.